I had no idea that it would be a pair of ravens that would be the paradigm of love. They always sit close together, no matter how much space is on the limb or on the wire, on the roof. I've never seen such a loving relationship in my life. I'm Luann, and this is James and Margaret's story for GeoBeats. I worked in Hollywood. I was a film development executive in the entertainment industry. I thought I was making magic. After a while, I just realized that kind of magic was not happening for me. I started working from home. I bought a bird feeder, hung it up, and I was so surprised when some birds came to visit. Then we built a bird bath, and within hours of filling the bird bath, 2 giant blackbirds showed up. That was James and Margaret. I was utterly fascinated, and I sat on my knees at the window just watching. They would look at me with such intelligence, and I couldn't believe this sort of exchange that was happening between living beings. And that's when I really started to transform the yard and see what else was out there. What else was I missing that was right around me?
Hi, beautiful.
Probably 100 species of birds, and then skunks, coyotes, bobcats, rabbits, deer, squirrels have rolled through our yard. It's like being in an alternate universe. We are in the middle of Los Angeles. Not that far from us are very busy streets with lines of restaurants. So that's the remarkable thing about it. I developed a relationship with James and Margaret. It was just this daily mystery that brought me joy and really opened the door to a whole other level of wonder. There's nothing special about me. At the time, I did not have any experience with wildlife.
Hi, James.
I feel so lucky that they give me their time. They do have facial recognition. If they like you, that's like a lottery ticket you've won in the universe.
You're so handsome.
James knows he's good looking, and the more I compliment him, the longer he'll sit and stay and accept these compliments from me, which makes me laugh.
Yes, you are so handsome.
I just had some kind of massive crush on him. He knew how to charm me. He started knocking on the window when he arrived. The first time it happened, I thought I was hearing things. And I was like, that bird cannot be knocking on the window. He would knock very lightly and politely, like just be a tap. And if I didn't hear that, he would tap harder. And it got to the point where if I was in another part of the house, he would knock really hard. That blew me away, that he understands the gradations of pressure and how that translates to a louder sound. We belong to James. I think we're his television show. He loves to get the dogs to bark at him, and they'll just run up and charge the window, and he sits there. He knows they're not going to come through the window. If I see James flying and I say, hey, James, he'll circle back around so I can give him some compliments, and then he'll circle again a little bit lower. James and Margaret are always turned towards each other. James, for the most part, will always lower his head to hers. I wonder if we all did that with each other with such respect. It's truly a moment of recognition of someone else, and it's so meaningful to watch it happen. Every time they're sitting together, at some point they start kissing, putting their beaks together, preening each other, and staring at one another. Every year they've had babies since we know them. They don't nest in our yard, but they always bring the babies at some point. It's like daycare.
Hi.
I've known Scout, the turkey vulture, since 2016. She was brought to our yard as a baby by her parents, Mildred the Magnificent and Mumford. She's a wild bird. She comes and goes as she chooses.
Is everybody here?
I'll go outside and sit with her. And I think because she came to our yard as a juvenile, she also recognizes us and knows it's a safe space. When Scout initially arrived in 2016, James and Margaret were leaving their babies in our yard. And sometimes Mildred, who was Scout's mother, would take care of James and Margaret's babies. They will all be sitting together in the same tree or on the same utility pole and just doing their thing. All vultures have super immune systems. They are basically the cleansers of the earth. They're saving all of us by consuming things that have passed away and then may be harmful. Now I find them utterly endearing.
You look beautiful. Oh, wow.
It's an extraordinarily grounding, magical moment to sit with a wild turkey vulture who has chosen to come to your porch to sit with you.
Look at those wings.
People think that ravens and crows are the sign something ominous is coming. And I would just say, you don't know who they are. They're comedians and they've got you fooled. With a crow and a raven, you could have a relationship possibly. There's a pathway to do that. For a wild animal to look you in the eye and it knows who you are, it's this primal connection that I wish all of us could feel. They're messengers into another incredible, magical world.